The internet doesn't crown kings quietly. Every era of YouTube has one name that defines it, and one challenger rising fast enough to make people nervous. On one side stands MrBeast, the man who didn't just win YouTube, but re-engineered it. On the other side, the Stokes Twins, two brothers who exploded from obscurity to global dominance in record time. This isn't just about subscribers. This is about power, influence, originality, and the future of online fame. Because when one creator reaches nearly 500 million subscribers and another surges past 130 million in just a few years, the question isn't who is famous. The real question is who truly changed the game and who mastered it. Jimmy Donaldson, known to the world as MrBeast, a name that has become synonymous with scale, with spectacle, with generosity so massive it feels unreal. He didn't start rich, he didn't start famous. He started with a camera, a laptop, and an obsession. Counting to 100,000, reading the dictionary, repeating tasks no one else would dare finish. While others chased views, Jimmy chased endurance. While creators copied trends, he built formats. And slowly, something shifted. YouTube stopped being a platform. It became a stage, a place where people competed for millions of dollars, where challenges looked more expensive than television shows, where kindness itself became content, houses given away, lives changed, entire communities lifted. MrBeast didn't just attract viewers, he trained audiences to expect more money, more risk, more emotion. And the algorithm followed. By 2026, the numbers are staggering. 463 million subscribers, the most followed individual creator in YouTube history. At that level, you're no longer a YouTuber, you're an institution. But every empire creates a vacuum, and into that vacuum step two brothers with identical faces, relentless energy, and a deep understanding of how attention works. Alex and Alan Stokes. Born far from Hollywood, raised across cultures, immigrants who learned early how quickly opportunity can disappear. They didn't inherit influence, they studied it. They watched what worked. They watched what exploded. They watched MrBeast, and then they moved fast, very fast. Pranks that pushed boundaries, challenges that felt familiar but sharper, titles that demanded clicks, thumbnails engineered to stop thumbs mid-scroll. While long-form YouTube was slowing down, the Stokes twins embraced the future. Shorts, vertical, fast, addictive. In an era where attention lasts seconds, not minutes, they learned how to win instantly. From 100,000 subscribers in 2021 to over 100 million by 2024, growth so explosive it made industry veterans pause. By 2026, they weren't chasing relevance anymore. They were ranked among the top 10 most subscribed channels on Earth. And suddenly, comparisons became unavoidable. Fans whispered it first, then critics said it out loud. Are the Stokes twins the next MrBeast? Are they copying or evolving? Is this innovation or optimization? The clash wasn't announced, but it was inevitable, because one side represents creation at scale, the other represents speed at scale. One built the blueprint, the other mastered the shortcuts. One leads massive humanitarian campaigns, rallying billions of followers to fund clean water, trees, oceans. The other dominates youth attention with shock, humor, and relentless pace. And both understand the same truth. On YouTube, attention is currency, but trust is power. This isn't a battle of personalities, it's a battle of philosophies, and this story is only just beginning. The rise of the Stokes twins didn't happen in a vacuum. It happened in a world already shaped by MrBeast. By the time Alex and Alan were breaking through, YouTube had changed forever. The audience had changed, the algorithm had changed, and expectations were brutally high. This was no longer a place where effort alone guaranteed success. This was a battlefield where only the most optimized survived. MrBeast had taught the platform a dangerous lesson. Bigger is better. Faster is stronger, and emotion beats everything. Every thumbnail had to scream, every title had to promise the impossible, every video had to feel like the biggest thing you'd ever seen, even if you watched one yesterday. The Stokes twins understood this perfectly. They didn't fight the system, they fed it. While MrBeast was spending months and millions crafting one cinematic challenge, the Stokes twins were releasing content at a pace that felt unstoppable. Pranks, challenges, absurd scenarios that blurred the line between reality and performance. And it worked. Children clicked, teenagers shared, shorts exploded. Their videos didn't ask for patience, they demanded instant reaction, shock, laughter, curiosity, the kind of content designed not for thought, but for momentum. And momentum is powerful. Within a few years, the twins weren't just popular, they were everywhere. Phones, tablets, autoplay cues. Their audience skewed young, but massive, an entire generation growing up with their faces on screen. But growth at that speed carries weight and scrutiny, because as their numbers climbed, so did the questions. Where does inspiration end and imitation begin? The comparisons to MrBeast weren't accidental. Similar challenge structures, similar escalation tactics, even thumbnails that felt eerily familiar. When MrBeast went back to school for a day, the Stokes twins went back to kindergarten. When MrBeast pushed extremes, they pushed slightly faster, slightly louder. Critics called it copying, fans called it smart, and the algorithm? The algorithm didn't care. Views kept climbing, subscribers kept pouring in. But then came the moment that shifted perception. A prank. Masks. Black outfits, bags of cash, a staged scenario meant to look like a crime. To the Stokes twins, it was content. To a bystander, it was real danger. Police got involved, charges were filed, false imprisonment, false reporting. Suddenly, the playful chaos had consequences. The twins pled guilty, community service replaced jail time. The video stayed online, but the narrative cracked. Because this is the hidden cost of viral escalation. When every video must be bigger than the last, the margin for error disappears. MrBeast had faced criticism too, oversimplifying complex problems, turning philanthropy into spectacle. But there was a difference. When MrBeast gave away money, lives visibly changed. When he launched global campaigns, trees, oceans, water, billions watched, but millions benefited. The Stokes twins joined those campaigns. They stood beside MrBeast during #TeamWater. They traveled to villages. They spoke about their own childhood memories of water scarcity. And for a moment, the clash softened. Two sides of YouTube standing together. But unity doesn't erase rivalry, because behind the scenes, the question remained unanswered. Is YouTube about impact or about attention? MrBeast's model is slow, expensive, calculated, a few massive releases that dominate culture. The Stokes twins model is fast, frequent, relentless, constant presence, constant stimulation. One builds anticipation, the other builds addiction. And audiences don't consciously choose between them, they consume both. Which makes the clash even more dangerous, because the future of YouTube won't be decided by morals, it will be decided by behavior. What people click, what they finish, what they replay, and the algorithm will follow. The real war isn't MrBeast versus the Stokes twins, it's depth versus speed, legacy versus momentum, trust versus thrill. And the next move will decide who defines the next era of YouTube. Power on YouTube doesn't look like power anywhere else. There are no offices, no boardrooms, no votes. There is only attention. And by the time the Stokes Twins crossed 100 million subscribers, attention had become currency, real power. MrBeast understood this before almost anyone else. He didn't just make videos, he engineered reactions. Every frame designed to keep you watching, every second optimized to fight boredom, every ending crafted to feel bigger than the beginning. But behind the spectacle, there was structure, teams, data, testing. MrBeast doesn't guess what works, he measures it. That's why his growth, while explosive, feels controlled, like a machine built to scale forever. The Stokes Twins followed a different instinct. They leaned into chaos, they moved fast, they trusted intuition, they chased what felt viral in the moment, and for a long time it worked perfectly. Their shorts dominated feeds, their long videos pulled massive numbers, their faces became instantly recognizable. To millions of kids, they weren't creators, they were characters. But characters don't age, audiences do. And that's where the pressure starts, because YouTube fame doesn't slow down. It demands escalation, bigger reactions, stronger pranks, higher stakes. The same formula that builds an empire can quietly start to hollow it out. MrBeast hit this wall early. He realized that if he kept pushing extremes without purpose, the content would collapse under its own weight. So he pivoted from stunts to stories, from shock to scale, from giveaways to global missions, trees, oceans, water. He turned views into action. Not everyone loved it. Some called it performative, some called it shallow, but no one could deny the results. Millions of trees planted, millions of pounds of trash removed, millions of people gaining access to clean water. Impact became his armor. The Stokes Twins watched this shift from close range. They participated, they collaborated, they stood beside him in campaigns that reached across continents. And yet, their core content remained unchanged, fast, loud, endless. Because when your audience is young, reflection is risky. Slowing down means losing momentum, changing tone means losing clicks, and the algorithm punishes hesitation. So they kept running, even as critics grew louder, even as parents questioned influence, even as educators raised concerns. Was this entertainment or conditioning? MrBeast, meanwhile, began pulling further ahead, not just in subscribers, but in trust. Brands trusted him, governments listened, nonprofits partnered. He became something YouTube had never seen before, a creator with leverage. The Stokes Twins had reach, MrBeast had gravity. And gravity changes everything, because when you have it, people come to you. When you don't, you have to chase. The clash wasn't loud. There was no public feud, no angry tweets, just a widening gap, one side slowing down to last longer, the other speeding up to stay visible. And here's the uncomfortable truth. YouTube doesn't reward what's best, it rewards what's watched, which means the future isn't guaranteed to belong to the most meaningful creator. It belongs to the one who adapts fastest without breaking. And that raises a question no one likes to ask. What happens when the audience grows up and the content doesn't? Because fame built on adrenaline eventually demands a crash, and the next phase of this clash isn't about numbers anymore, it's about survival. Every empire reaches a moment where growth stops being exciting and starts being dangerous. For MrBeast, that moment came when success was no longer the goal, stability was. He wasn't just thinking about the next video, he was thinking about the next decade. Because when your channel becomes bigger than television networks, mistakes stop being personal, they become systemic. That's why MrBeast built layers, legal teams, psychologists, ethics reviews, risk control. Every challenge planned not just for views, but for consequences. The audience sees a game. Behind the scenes, it's an operation. The Stokes twins built something very different. Their brand was built on energy, on spontaneity, on feeling unscripted. That rawness made them relatable, it made them fun, but it also made them fragile. Because when something goes wrong in a prank, there's no rewind button in real life. That lesson hit hard in 2019. A prank meant to entertain crossed into reality. Police, charges, courtrooms, false imprisonment, false emergency reporting. No jail time, but the message was clear. YouTube isn't a bubble, and virality doesn't protect you from consequences. They apologized, they moved on. The views kept coming, but something changed, not in the algorithm, in perception. Brands started asking harder questions. Parents watched more closely. Platforms paid attention. MrBeast watched too, not with judgment, but with calculation, because controversy can kill momentum or fuel it. The difference is control. MrBeast already learned that chaos scales poorly, so he chose predictability over surprise, systems over stunts, longevity over adrenaline. The Stokes twins had a harder choice. Their audience expected escalation. Every video had to top the last. Every prank had to go further. Every thumbnail had to scream louder. That's a dangerous treadmill, because once you train an audience to expect extremes, normal feels boring, and boring is death on YouTube. This is where many creators disappear, not in scandals, not in cancellations, but in quiet irrelevance. MrBeast avoided that trap by changing what big meant. Bigger wasn't louder, it was deeper. Instead of shocking individuals, he moved millions together. Instead of pranking strangers, he partnered with institutions. Instead of chasing attention, he directed it. The Stokes twins stayed closer to the feed. Shorts, quick hits, endless loops of excitement. And it worked, until it didn't feel new anymore. Because platforms evolve, audiences mature, trends expire. What survives is structure. And here's the truth most creators don't want to hear. You can be loved by the algorithm and still be replaceable. Another face, another prank, another thumbnail. MrBeast became irreplaceable by becoming useful to charities, to sponsors, to causes bigger than himself. The Stokes twins remained entertaining, and entertainment alone is a fragile crown. The clash was no longer about who had more subscribers, it was about who could still stand when the internet got bored, and boredom always comes. The question wasn't who was winning, it was who would still matter when the noise faded. The digital battlefield isn't measured in subscribers, it's measured in impact. MrBeast understood this. Every challenge wasn't just content, it was a movement. Every giveaway wasn't just attention, it was a statement. When he launched #TeamWater, he wasn't just raising money, he was creating a ripple across the globe. Millions of viewers inspired to act, to care, to be part of something bigger than their screens. The Stokes twins tried too. Their energy and pranks made headlines, but the scale was smaller, the impact lighter. Still impressive, but different. This is the subtle war of influence. Popularity is loud, impact is lasting. MrBeast combines spectacle with purpose, chaos with calculation, entertainment with empathy. The Stokes twins thrived on spontaneity, the unexpected stunts, the absurd challenges, the pure adrenaline of what happens next. That rawness drew millions, but rawness alone doesn't survive. It needs structure, vision, legacy. And here lies the ultimate clash: audience versus influence, fast fame versus lasting legacy, clicks versus change. MrBeast didn't just give away money, he gave hope, he gave inspiration, he gave people the feeling that they could be part of something meaningful. The Stokes twins gave laughter, excitement, a rush of dopamine, moments to share but not necessarily to remember. Yet both approaches reflect the truth of modern content creation. It's not enough to be big, you must matter. MrBeast's mattering came from the scale of his vision. The Stokes Twins' mattering came from the scale of their personality. One changed the way creators think about giving back, the other changed the way creators think about fun. Both dominate YouTube, both inspire millions, both shape the culture of online entertainment. And this clash, it isn't just a battle of numbers, it's a battle of what it means to be influential, to be unforgettable, and to leave a mark that lasts beyond the next viral video. The stage is set, the audience is watching. The question remains, who will continue to rise and who will plateau under the weight of expectation? In the end, subscribers fade, views fluctuate, but influence, real influence, that is the crown every creator fights to wear. The world of YouTube is bigger than any one creator. It's a universe of personalities, ideas, and visions colliding every second. MrBeast redefined what giving back could look like. The Stokes Twins redefined what fun could feel like. When you watch their videos, you're not just watching stunts or challenges, you're witnessing ambition, creativity, and determination pushed to the limit. The lessons are clear. Consistency matters, passion matters, authenticity matters. You see, every subscriber, every view, every share isn't just a number, it's a reflection of connection, the ability to inspire someone halfway across the globe. So what can we take from this epic clash? That influence isn't built overnight, that creativity isn't measured by risk alone, that leaving a mark requires vision, courage, and heart. And whether you're here for the thrills, the laughs, or the awe-inspiring generosity, there's something for everyone to learn. From MrBeast, we learn the power of giving. From the Stokes Twins, we learn the power of entertainment. And from both, we learn that YouTube isn't just a platform, it's a stage where dreams collide, where challenges push boundaries, and where creativity has no limits. So as we close this epic showdown, remember the takeaway: be bold, be innovative, and never underestimate the impact of your ideas. Thank you for joining us in this ultimate clash. This is the Clash Room, where every story teaches, every clash inspires, and every viewer walks away with something unforgettable. Because here, every moment counts and every lesson stays with you.